my lovelies, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel, Boomy Reactions. I am Boomy. Thank you for watching. Now today, guys, we're going to be catching up with the lovely Cowboy Kent Rollins again. I feel like it's been quite a while since I've watched one of Kent's videos, one of his recipes, and today, Kent does not disappoint. We are going to be watching Kent Rollins make some corn dogs. Now, to our viewers in the US, this must seem like maybe it's just a corn dog. But I think for everyone else outside of the US, and not that I can speak on behalf of people in the UK, but as a child growing up and watching an awful lot of American TV, I developed this fascination with all the things that I watched on TV, which I thought was so casual and normal. And then I got to an age when I realized, oh no, you don't have that, you don't have that, that's called that, no chance of that, this works differently. And that realization as like a 7 or 8 year old is quite devastating. So when you see these images on TV of characters that you love eating such iconic American foods, the biggest one that comes to mind is a corn dog. You see them eating what looks so good when you see that on TV. And then you learn that, no, you live in a completely different country, thousands of miles away. We just don't have these here. In fact, no one makes them. You're never going to get to try them unless you go to the US. It's devastating. So this is, I think a corn dog is probably one of the top 10 items I would put in this list. And tell you about my devastation as a child of learning that you can't try these because it's a totally different culture. We just don't have them. Now, over the years, we have had them in supermarkets as frozen, teeny weeny little things like this, more often at Christmas time, like party food. I was a bit let down, and I don't think that's the real deal. I just don't. Now, I've got nothing to compare this to. Years ago, I tried to recreate corn dogs. I tried to make them myself following what was presumably an authentic American recipe that I found online. So I tried to make them, but the problem over here is that we don't have cornmeal readily available. So I did some research and I found that the closest thing I could find in my supermarkets, and I say that loosely, the closest thing I could find was polenta, dried polenta. So I made my batter up using polenta. The results were delicious. They were very, very tasty. However, I suspect the texture is different. It was quite a little bit of a gritty texture. I think it's more coarse than cornmeal, isn't it? So I could have done with grinding that up in like a little like a mixer or something to get a finer texture. I think maybe these days, if I was prepared to pay a little bit more money, I could probably buy them through the likes of Amazon. But, and of course, the hot dogs that I would have used are just, I can speak from experience now, actually. They're not a patch on the hot dogs that you guys get. Those lovely, beefy kind of hot dogs. They're a lot more different to what I would say, a lot of the time, it's quite junky over here. So, vast differences. While I thought these corn dogs were super tasty, I don't think it's quite the same as what I would experience in the US. So I can only look forward to the day where I can finally get to try one. Anyway, guys, I've done enough talking, you know me. So let's crack on with the video. Let's see how Kent makes it. Should we call this a Cowboy Corndog? Can we say that? And guys, if you are enjoying these reactions, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you so much, my lovelies. If you're interested, I have a Buy Me a Coffee account. That link is over here. And should you wish to help support the channel any further, I do have a Patreon account. If you fancy checking that out, that link is in the description below.
Hey, get out of the frozen food section.
Kent.
That's what I'm telling you. We ain't buying no frozen food corn dogs, and we ain't going to the state fair neither. We're going to show you how to make your very own corn dog with a batter that is, you'll be wanting to batter up everything. Deep fried, golden brown, so crispy. Woo, come on, I'm getting the grease hot.
I mean, to be fair, guys, the batter that I managed to make, and this was years ago, this wasn't a recent concoction, an attempt. It was quite a while ago. It looked fairly similar to the batter that Kent has here. When do you guys normally indulge in corn dogs? Are they, I always thought it was something that you associated more with, like Kent said, state fairs, like a fairground, carnival type food, or like, do you eat them on like 4th of July? Are they quite summer based, or no, I'm not sure. I'd eat them any time of year. You've got to have them with ketchup and mustard as well.
Hey, thank y'all for stopping by the backyard, and yep, corn dogs, that's what I'm talking about. You ain't gotta wait for the state fair to come along. You ain't gotta wait in line. You can make these at home. Stay away from the frozen food section too, because these are the best corn dogs you're ever gonna have, and they're oh so easy. So let's talk about that corn dog just a minute. Now, some German immigrants claim that they started this deal so many years ago down in Texas. They just didn't have a stick in what they was rolled in a little batter and fried.
They look
But then,
so tasty.
seen them at the Minnesota State Fair. I think it was about 1927. What'd they call them? Pronto pups. Yep, I don't know where.
Pronto pups.
Pronto pup. I don't know where my pups are. They may be taking a day off. This has been Americanized so many times, and people have changed the batter recipe, but a true corn dog to me is with a cornmeal base. So you can make them savory, you can make them sweet. Ooh, we got all kinds of ideals for you, so let's get started with some corn dog.
So, just going off what Kent says there, is there an alternative? Are there recipes that don't use cornmeal? I've not heard of that. So is it the authentic way to use cornmeal? Why would you change what's not broken? Is there some other method that's mind-blowing that doesn't use cornmeal but gives you an amazing tasty corn dog? I just think they look like, I love cornbread. I do, I love it. For me, it looks like a hot dog wrapped in like cornbread, but it's not. It is different. Oh, it's obviously deep fried, but just what's to not love? They look amazing.
Now you gotta have a good beef wiener. That's what I'm talking about.
Beef wiener, yes.
Now, I have used all different kinds, and this is the way I check mine right off the bat. Hey, Big, can you and Duke check these to see if these is actually good hot dogs? Oh, they'll work, folks.
Wagging tail of approval.
Right. But make sure, I don't like to get them that are over bun length, because first of all, they're hard to fit in your frying apparatus time you get a stick in them. So I really love to use some of them Eckrich jalapeno cheese. Ooh, they is so good if you can find them. But folks, this is all the little local grocery store had here today. So we're gonna lay us out about 6 of them, because that's about how many me and the Big and Duke can eat. I want you to dry them really, really well, because that's gonna help that batter stick to them. And then we're just gonna let them set till we get all the rest of it good to go. And I done put me some flour and some cornmeal in there. So we're gonna add some garlic. Yep, you heard me right. You gotta have a little bit of garlic in there.
I wholeheartedly agree with you, Ken. Who doesn't love garlic besides vampires? Yeah, so again, I'm gonna keep referencing this unknown recipe that I used years ago. It looks, so the dry polenta does look very similar. I know it's a similar thing, like it's a similar kind of grain that it's made from. But yeah, polenta, the dry polenta is more coarse, isn't it? So it is going to give you a bittier texture in that batter. So there's only one thing for it, guys. I'm going to have to make it again. Oh, I know.
Now, a lot of people don't, but I like to put some baking powder in mine to sort of make that batter pop there when it goes to frying. So, whoa, where went something, Duke? I told y'all the breeze was blowing. There went something else. We're going to use about 3 tablespoons. But also, we're going to use about 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. Yep, you heard me right. Now, you can use white sugar or brown sugar, but I prefer brown sugar because it sort of gives them a better color too when they come out of there, sort of caramel coated. Dump all that in there. Before we go any further, I think I should tell y'all the recipe will be listed down there in the little link below. But sometimes folks are getting lost. Just go to the website and it'll be right there. You don't know it? www.kentrollins.com. Click over on the deal says recipes. Jillions of them will pop up. And while we're talking about State Fair, whew, we got a lot of other State Fair food that might go with this. We got a churro video. Oh, so good. Some Indian tacos. So let's put a little of this in there.
What is that?
That is what you call Red River Ranch original seasoning. It goes in everything, even the bath water around here. Get her all stirred up well. Make sure that brown sugar is incorporated in there well, because it will try to clump up on you on occasion. Well, 1 rooster bullet cackleberry hen fruit. I need you to put him in there.
Cackleberry.
And if you got some of them farm fresh eggs, you money ahead right there, because them things is what's happening. A little bit of avocado oil, about a tablespoon. You can use vegetable oil, whatever you want. But this stuff is healthy and oh so good for you. And we're going to use a cup and 3/4 of buttermilk.
Oh.
Yes, we are, if I can find it. There's 1. I'd say that was pretty close to a 3/4. But guess what? Them bees wasn't working all summer just for nothing. Not to give part of the state fair and the corn dog preparation. So what we're going to do? Yep, you seen it right here, you did. We're going to add some honey in there, because Shan likes hers sweet, she does.
Yes,
so
I'm with you, Shannon.
now let's stir. Make sure all that gets stirred up well. And folks, we may have to add a little more buttermilk to this, or a little more cornmeal or flour, because remember, a lot of mine blowed away. But I'll show you the consistency that we're after here in a minute. Just make sure that you get that egg and everything beat up in there well.
So I imagine the consistency. It's got to coat the hot dog, the dog. It's got to coat it, but you don't want it slipping and sliding off. You don't want it just pouring away everywhere. It's got to have like a good, like a plop. That's a horrible word to use for this. It's got to have a good, it's got to have good ploppage. I know what I mean.
Time to bring the dry back over here. I like to make me a little old well in there. Then I just gonna pour it in there. Yep.
It's really straightforward to make.
Now I just want you to incorporate.
Would you say this is comfort food for our American
We're awful
audience?
close now. But did you think we was going to go all through an episode and the cowboy wasn't going to change something up and maybe spice it up a little? I mean, we're talking about spicing up your whole life right here. What do we got? 1/4 of a cup of grated onion and 1/4 of a cup of jalapeno. Now, the jalapeno is optional. Yes, it is. For you folks that be thinking, telling me, Cowboy Ken, I can't do that. It's too hot. I didn't even take the seeds out of these, folks. No, I did not. But you can see in here, Shan will zoom in here. Look at that moisture that them onions created. Now, I don't need all that in there, so bear with me while I go over here to the sink. In it goes.
If I can handle jalapenos,
But if you don't want to go
you
that
guys
route
can
too, you can always use you some red pepper flakes if you'd like a little heat. But I just like the flavor that this brings. One of my most favorite corn dog stories ever in the whole world is at Allsup's. When they first seen me one of them jalapeno cheese corn dogs. 3 o'clock in the morning, I was coming back from a cooking deal, had me 4 of them. They kept me awake the rest of the way home, I'll promise you that. It is what I'd call pretty close to that. We may thin it just a little right before we...
Describe that consistency.
That consistency is what I'd call, that's gonna stay on one of them hot dogs right there, it will.
I get you can.
Now, we could roll them around in there, throw them over in a deep fryer, but we'd get that stuff all over our hands, you know? So let's talk about the stick. You see me have one of these here Willer sticks, which this one was a M, and since I done went to all the trouble to get it, I'm gonna use it, you can bet yourself for sure. Now I need for Shan to come over here and follow me because folks, this is something you gotta check before you ever get started. Will this fit in your frying apparatus? See, you can see that's pretty close. So we're gonna have to cheat this in a little. And speaking of frying apparatuses, whew, that is a pretty one there it is. Just got it, I did, from the Good Field Company, 8-inch Dutch oven, come with a lid. And ooh, folks, what is better on some cast iron than deep frying? Now, I be using their skillets all the time, and they be sending this, and I'm thinking, what a perfect vessel to do a corn dog cooking. So we're gonna make sure that all of them are gonna fit. Now, you can get corn dog sticks at some of them Hobby Lobbies, places like that, but you're gonna have to remember, on your little apparatus you're cooking in, you may have to measure every time and make sure that they're gonna fit. Now, I have even used some of these here. You know what? It is a giant toothpick. Yes, it is. We call it a skewer stick, like if you was going to put some of them shrimp on there.
I thought he was being serious. Like you would have these massive oversized toothpicks. I was so gullible.
But folks, they don't hold up real well. So I'm gonna
skewer.
go back to what I know works, and that is these or an elm stick. But always make sure that it'll fit in your fryer. Well, like
Yes.
I say, we could take them down in there and try to roll them around and get it all over our fingers, but nah. Look at
Put
that.
it in a
I'm talking one of them tea drinking
glass.
glasses, or you can use a pitcher, you can use a mayonnaise jar, but I don't know if I can get all that in there where the wind's...
See, ploppage. Good ploppage consistency.
Now then, we can fully baptize the corn dogs on a stick, because it's a whole lot easier to do this, but I'll show you something. When you just take them out of there like that, you see how sort of uneven all that is, and it don't like got some lumps, clumps, bumps, and contusions in it? I want you to put her back in there and just give it a swirling motion as you're coming up and about. And folks, we're gonna take this one directly to the fire, so if Shan wants to follow me over, when you get her out of there, just pull her up, dip her off, set one side of it in there just a minute to let it go ahead and start, and then you can drop the whole thing in there. We're using some good peanut oil today, frying at 350 degrees, and you wanna keep that temperature there. But this is my favorite one. Come from the elm tree, it did. And it's so easy to maneuver because it's got more body on there. So we're just gonna leave him right there, because I don't know, can I get more than one in there at a time? We are frying them till they get golden brown. Take about 3 minutes to roll them around there. And you will have to roll them around, folks, just a tad. But you want to be gingerly careful with them so they'll make sure that they brown evenly on all four corners and all the way around.
You know, just to note here, I found when I was making these that the best stick to use wasn't actually a bamboo skewer. And for me, the best thing to use was, I know this is a bizarre thing to have in your kitchen if you do not have a candy floss maker, but the sticks for cotton candy, they're perfect. They're not tapered at the end. They're not sharp, so they don't have a tendency to want to come out of the sausage. So they hold it all in place. That was my preference anyway. And like Kent said, it's got a bit more body to them. They're a bit fatter, so they're easier, you know, easier to handle. Oh, this beautiful little face. My heart's happy when I see him. Such a gorgeous dog. Oh, what a sight they are. They're making me hungry. I'm gonna have to try these. Look amazing. And the colour.
Well, that's a done deal right there. I didn't even have to go to the state fair and stand in line and try to win Shan a teddy bear by throwing them rocks or whatever they are, because they crooked, all of them. And even they sights on their BB guns. You be aiming here, you hit way over yonder.
Goes over there.
Them folks got it figured out, but we got you figured out.
They're all glued together, aren't they? The cans.
Let me just see what's happening here, Big.
Oh. So have we got some mustard that Kent's dipped this in? We've got a dance.
Praise the Lord, pass the biscuits, give me some mustard and a corn dog, because we fitting to do the corn dog swirl. Yes, we are. Dip it, fry it. Oh, so good. Makes me feel like a...
Best
See that
dancer on
goodness
TV.
in there, dude? Can you see that? Well, look at there. It's a jalapeno, some onion right there. You know, you get them corn dogs, got jalapenos and onions. Oh, I'm so sorry. Excuse me.
Big's like, excuse me,
Thank you.
where is
And the
my...
Big is hurt today, so y'all say a prayer for the Big. He got a bad leg. And here's the Duker. Yep, good help they are. Good dogs and corn dogs. That's what life is about right there. But folks, oh, so easy. Get the kids in there in the kitchen. Get them all ready to go. Change the batter up any way you want. Just remember to swirl it around there so you get a good even coating, and lay it gently in that grease when you go to frying. Ain't nothing better than that, so guess what? I'm gonna have me another bite. Well, as always, I tip my hat to all our servicemen and women and all the veterans and all the folks keeping this country safe. All those fighting the COVID and keeping us inoculated like we used to. I mean, we ain't gonna be in good shape, we are. And what do we do as Americans? We overcome, and we will even get better than this. So God bless you each and every one for taking care of us. It is a great deal. Don't forget the recipe down there, because you're gonna wanna make these. And hey, I hadn't been telling you this in a long time, but I think I need to. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button, but ring that bell so you get notified, and I ask you to please share the videos with your friends, with your neighbors, because folks, we just need them to all join together. Everybody just get a corn dog in each hand and we can sing the corn dog song. Corn dogs make you feel better. Wow! So,
doesn't miss a
as
trick,
they say at the state fair, y'all come back, I'll sell you another corn dog. God bless you each and every one. Hope you enjoy, and we'll see you down the corn dog trail.
I will see you down
Yeah,
the
it's
corn dog
professional.
trail.
These little barbs here help it keep on there from falling off. Are we getting anything in there, Shan? Because I can't see it. I thought that made sense to me.
I love the bloopers. Oh my gosh, he's done, oh, Kent has done a churro video. You'll have to watch that. These just look fantastic. The colour on them is just marvellous from that brown sugar. That is a good tip. I like that. And do you know one thing I have noticed though? In a few of Kent's videos, do you think he's got a slight aversion to ketchup? Or is it just that I like ketchup way too much? It goes on everything. But yes, I have noticed on a lot of his hot dogs, big mustard fan is Kent, not so much ketchup. Now I would say from whatever it was that I tried when I made it, call it a corn dog if you like, whatever it was, British attempt at corn dog, whatever it was, it definitely deserved ketchup and mustard. But that might just be a personal preference. What do you think, guys? Is it always ketchup and mustard? I mean, they're a lovely match, aren't they? It's marriage made in heaven. Heaven. Yes, ketchup and mustard. And hot dogs as well, absolutely. They look absolutely sensational. They look delicious. I'm itching to try these. I'd have to fry it like Ken in my Dutch oven. I got my fryer was taken away from me many years ago because I was using it far too much and we were gaining far too much weight. All the amazing things you can make with a fryer though. But yes, fabulous, fantastic. I have to give these a go. I might use Kent's recipe actually. How special as well, those little pieces of jalapenos and onions. Ooh. I love whenever Kent makes something, whatever his recipes are, they differentiate from all of the other recipes. There's always something really nice and special in there that's different. That's what this is. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed watching along. I hope there was a bit of nostalgia there for our American audience. If you haven't had a corn dog for a long time, maybe it's left you craving one. Definitely has left me craving one. Guys, take care of yourselves for now. Much love, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.